Cage. Peach. I could eat a peach for hours. Please.
Greetings and salutations. This is Cage's Kiss, the pretty maleficent Nick Cage podcast, where we discuss the life and times of our beautiful national treasure, Nicholas Sexy Cage. And we try to glean whatever wisdom we can from his thick film and performance that week. My name is Donnie, and I am going to make you pee on my floor.
Actually, it's Adrian.
Well, I think that this is serious as hell, and I would like to talk to my attorney, and I'm Adrian.
I should have killed you when I had that chance, Adrian.
Oh. If I had a dime for every time.
You little cunt!
My name is Linda, but this week you can call me you little cunt, or maybe a grilled cheese sandwich because I need some comfort food.
Oh, you need some hot food when you in Alaska. Mm-hmm.
You're gonna need some warm food for this one.
Oh, jeez.
Welcome to the frigid bitch. I mean, the frozen ground.
God damn it.
You know, the good thing about the frozen ground is it's got a random moose.
I should warn you all that we just finished recording the last episode. We're doing these back to back, so we've had a good head start on the drinking. Like, if you can't tell already.
For more exposure to back, go listen to that album Future World by Pretty Maids. Yeah.
And I guess this is the time where I say, please listen, follow, rate.
Rape. There was a lot of that in this movie. Let me tell you about rape.
So, what are we talking about today?
So the Frozen
about?
Ground. This movie did not get a theatrical release in the United States. This actually. It did go to theaters internationally. In England, it went to theaters on July 19th of 2013.
Are you sure this didn't get released in the U.S., but they just called it Insomnia and they recast it?
You miss my hoo-ah. Remember me in Moonstruck? You love me. Shall I take my shirt off? But yes, over there in the cinemas, it opened at number 9 behind Monsters University, The World's End, Despicable Me 2, and Pacific Rim.
Oh. It
cost $19 million, but earned only $5 million.
Why are you Michael Caine all of a sudden?
Because he's from jolly old Fuckland, that's why.
He reminds me of something I would find on the heel of my shoe. Very unpleasant on a hot day. No, General! So, this is a movie that's truly based on an actual story.
Mm-hmm.
You're a movie that's based on an actual story.
Because we're not in any old Alaska, you guys. We're in 1983 Alaska.
We're in
and this is
Alaska.
about Hanson the Butcher Baker.
God damn you all.
This is the lifetime equivalent of why you don't run away from home to become a stripper/hooker.
At least don't run away from home to Alaska, where apparently it's all pimps and murderers.
And don't run away from your pimp when you be owing him money to just go slinging your thing around for free at a strip club.
Running away from pimps just makes them mad. No, you got to play dead.
Yeah.
You got to stick a needle in your arm and turn blue, and then they'll go away.
Well, thank you for the education. Nice little PSA from Adrian.
Then there's no money in here.
Yeah, there ain't no money for me in this room.
So, this is the only movie directed by Scott Walker. And that actually seems unfair to me, because this is actually better than some of the recent Cage things we've done by veteran directors who got to abuse us again and again and again. Scott Walker only got the one opportunity, and frankly, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not great.
I mean, critics ripped it the fuck up.
I never really understood when I saw this. I'm like, wait a minute, there's a movie with Cusack and Cage.
Yeah. And it's not Con Air.
And the critics are hating. Well, yeah. Well, I think I'd watch this again over Con Air over again, just because
absolutely.
You can only Bruckheimer it up so many times.
It was definitely an entertaining watch, and it wasn't like I feel like it had a good cast.
Yeah,
good acting.
Cindy Paulson here was that Vanessa Hudgens lady. Poor Vanessa Hudgens.
They're still around.
Poor Vanessa Hudgens.
We covered.
She was in Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah, she was. We had to cover her for fucking.
Oh wait, she was in that Christmas night thing, right?
The Night Before Christmas on Bedknobs and Broomflicks, and well,
I'm sure it was better than Sucker Punch and High School Musical 3.
I actually enjoyed Sucker Punch, but I've never seen any of the High School movies.
Snyder. Fuck Nutsack Snyder with 300 nutsacks.
Well, it wasn't a great movie, but I enjoyed the visuals.
Oh, God damn it.
But
it was a demo reel for an effects company. That's all it was. There was no content.
Yeah.
But John Hamm.
But Ham with a B. Yeah.
Ham with a charisma.
But Ms. Paulson there did a lot of television for Fox, a lot of musical theater, and a lot of Disney shit. So good luck there, Vanessa.
Didn't they do that until they're sending their boyfriend nudes got leaked out, and then suddenly Disney is like, "You harlot."
Oh my.
Disney can't pull that card. They fucking created what's her name there from I Know Who Killed Me.
You mean when they birthed them out?
Oh, yeah. It's like, dude, they practically it's like they're like the modeling industry. They'll get a toddler from Russia, feed it drugs and then when it stops working out for them, they kick it to the curb.
I don't know why. I was struggling to remember her name, and I was going to say Mandy Moore. No, wait, Mandy Patinkin.
It was Mandy something. Mandy, you sent me a candy.
Showed his business. She kind of fucked herself over, Vanessa Hudgens. Every time I say her name, I feel like I'm saying Amanda Hugginkiss.
Poor Vanessa Hudgens.
But she fucked herself over because I think
that was her problem in this movie. She was looking for Amanda Hugginkiss.
Oh, God damn it, you guys. Well, I think that's the problem. She wasn't. But she fucked herself over because she was I think it was Instagram Live, like she did a little video of her just in the beginning of the outbreak of COVID saying
What'd she say?
Saying shit like
did she say some Twitter shit you're not supposed to say?
Well, she was talking about how old people are going to die, but that's kind of like life, so it doesn't really matter.
And it wasn't just like old people, but she was saying like that.
Did she say like, the impure will be cleansed from the earth, and then a new race will emerge, and I will be its leader? Did she say that? Because who hasn't screwed up and said that?
It's all for you. No, she said something to the effect of like she didn't understand why they were canceling music festivals and events.
Oh, she was saying like, I want ticket sales, you fucking bastards. That's what she was saying.
She literally said something like it was, I think it's sure a couple people are gonna die. Yeah. So
it was pretty fucked up, but I mean, to be honest, a lot of celebrities have been saying some really stupid fucking shit.
Well, I mean, Twitter is just our reminder that celebrities are, often out of touch.
Yeah, and as I've often said, fuck Evangeline Lilly. She said something to the effect of she was bitching because the movie that she made or some such wasn't going to come out in theaters, and she was afraid that people weren't going to be like remembering her, or she'd be forgotten, and
do porn.
Who is she even? Yeah.
Or kills people.
Yeah, kill people. Yeah, that's how you get your name remembered. Yeah.
Dumb bitch.
Well, you know another way you could be remembered? You could be Rhoda Mitchell. Yep, she played Cage's wife in this one. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mitchell.
Rhoda Mitchell? Yeah, she was the main character in Silent Hill.
Oh, dude, she got fucked in this movie.
She's from Australia.
She's
from Perth and Melbourne.
She was in one scene I don't want you doing this anymore. Goodbye.
Yeah, she was the bitch wife.
And then she was in another scene going, It's okay. This is who you are. Stick with it. Yay!
Well,
I'm your
it's a
wife.
90-minute movie.
Why did you
not
bring
everybody's
this
going to get
bitch
the
into
full
our
one.
house?
Look, I just wanted to put a lice-ridden whore in the spare bedroom with her child's teddy bear. I hope that's okay. No, I know you're a policeman. It's important to your case, and apparently it puts food on our table, but I hate you for no reason.
But I'm sorry, Donnie. I didn't mean to.
But, she was
cut you
also
off
in Man on
talking about
Fire in Finding Neverland.
Oh no, it's fine.
Oh.
She was in Finding Neverland. Yeah.
Neverland.
She's mental.
But what were you saying about Evangeline Lilly? She was like, people are going to forget her.
Yeah, she just went
But Donnie
on a
doesn't
rant
remember.
bitching about the whole COVID thing because she was one of those people that believed that this was just something that comes about because of the elections. And that's literally what she had said. She believed that this was just election bullshit to get rid of Trump and such, and that it's just politics is what the whole COVID thing was. But then she quickly backtracked because, like, bitch, we're making another Ant-Man movie. You're like, oh shit, that's right.
I have to watch
So,
what I
yeah.
say. Oh no. Yeah, you complain about politicians having to watch their shit.
Yeah.
See, that's when you just get Paul Rudd to show up and just dazzle everybody into forgetting.
No, that's when fucking Bob Iger shows up at your house, like, give me my money, bitch. Like, no, this is my money. It's like, I'm taking it. It's mine. I'm
Speaking of
looking out
people
for
who
you.
aren't particular about what they say, this movie was produced by 50 Cent.
Yeah,
And
yes.
he's in it also as the pimp. Brilliant turn right there. So, he's the producer. I guess this movie didn't do too well, so I guess he died trying.
Okay,
But,
so that joke goes over, but not my G-Unit grandma joke.
Well, I love that joke, but I'm just saying, like, I think this was going to be a hit,
That
but then
was classic.
Shaniqua Tompkins fucked over the box office. I think she had something to do with it.
Yeah.
We didn't forget you, Shaniqua. That's right. Back the fuck up.
I don't know. This was a good movie, but it
Yeah.
wasn't a great movie. It was
Three out of five.
entertaining.
3 out of 5, sure.
Yeah, it's just I kind of feel that
It's a little
Cusack
standard.
really
Yeah.
didn't do much.
He didn't get to do a whole lot, but I feel like he did his job. I feel like he really did create a character. It wasn't just Cusack showing up and being in Must Love Dogs or some shit. Like he didn't just stroll in and he did a pretty passable job of looking like the killer, even though the killer looks more like the guy from Whaley there from Career Opportunities. But still,
Well,
I
that's
feel
Yeah.
he filled the
Go
role
ahead.
pretty well.
Yeah. Well, I know that's what a lot of people said too about the actress as well playing Cindy Paulson, that she looked the part, but they just felt she really couldn't act her way out of a wet paper bag. That she just did not have much to contribute to this. She did pretty okay. It wasn't bad.
I don't know. She was pretty convincing for what she was, aiming to be in this. And it's just that you're not necessarily gonna like when somebody goes and recreates like in Alaska gutter hoe,
Yeah.
Like apparently Alaska never stopped being a prostitute-ridden boomtown. At least not as of the 80s.
Well, go ahead.
No, it's not much more. She gets a lot of choice lines there though. Like I've been a host since the 6th grade. Yeah. What do you want to know that shit for? You want to fuck
I
me
feel
or
like
what?
Vanessa Hudgens did like a great job acting, and it's certainly fucking better than Night Before Christmas. And but that's not fucking difficult.
So she did better than
The
she did in the
dialogue she was
Hallmark
given.
movie. Good job. Yeah.
You've come a
So-
long way from High School Musical.
Well, speaking of coming a long way, we've got Scottish composer Lorne Balfe. He did the musical score here, and he also scored Will Smith's The Gemini Man, that thing, yeah.
No.
And he did that 2015 Terminator movie,
Okay.
and I've seen either one. Yeah,
But it was kind of like a little evilly delightful to hear Vanessa Hudgens use the N word.
yeah. She does use that word, yeah.
Just because it's fucking her.
Just go ahead and overdub High School Musical 3 with her performance from this, and everything will get better. So we got a few people popping up in this one though. We got Dean Norris from Lethal Weapon 2 and Little Miss Sunshine in that fuck awful Death Wish remake. And the DA is Kurt Fuller from Wayne's World and Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
And who also had really
Yes.
good moments in Miracle Mile and Scary Movie.
And he was in Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Yeah, he pops up. He pops. And because this is the character actor meeting place, we've also got Kevin Dunn.
Yes.
So yeah. There's a lot of faces in there. So for a little while, cops are going to be showing up, and you're going to be like, "Ooh, that guy, and that guy, and that guy."
And Dean Norris was also in Breaking Bad. He was Hank.
Yeah.
It's Baking Brad.
Baking bread.
We're gonna fakash our way out of this.
There goes your fucking bitch right there. I hear you speak shit about us.
Jesus Christ.
Good times.
So this is the butcher baker there. This is a guy with a stutter, with a really religious wife, who would frequent the hookers, and he would take them off in his little plane with his hunting rifle to secluded Alaska spots and hunt them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The most dangerous game as a hooker.
Yeah.
I do love when John Cusack plays the bad guy.
Yeah, no, that was a good turn. Again, like this is him going out of the usual. Like this is kind of like when he was Edgar Allan Poe. This is a good moment for him.
Yeah.
Like I think this should be appreciated.
There were a few missed opportunities in this movie. Like I feel like it could have been like a more of a mystery. Like, did he do it? A psychological thriller or like a profile on a murderer.
Did you watch that documentary I sent?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I honestly wish that they really focused a lot more on the crimes and him instead of just the more Cage thing.
Right. Yeah. No, they did.
Didn't really have a nice focus.
They went they did go. It's a little bit muddled in that department because it's more procedural, and Cage's character is a detective who's looking to retire. Change careers right there.
That's like the biggest fucking cop trope of
all time. But well, at least we don't, but we mentioned like how the wife got kind of done dirty because she's only got like the 2.5 scenes and all that, maybe like 3 or 4 maybe. But we don't get a whole lot of the wife kid thing, from either of them. We get just enough to remind them that they're there. It's more together than Port of Call New Orleans, colon SUV was,
That's the bar's not really high on that.
Well, thank you. But guys, did you know that Alaska's number one industry is horse?
I kind of did because we a few years back took a cruise to Alaska and we went and visited one of their old time hooker places.
The Red Onion.
Red Onion Saloon.
Man.
Holy shit.
That was awesome. And they had the old dildos, the brown dildos. That was the most fascinating part.
And he didn't wear no rubber.
We went on a ghost tour.
And I thought I should keep his semen.
And we decided the dog turd was the ghost turd.
and then you fed a pig and you guys saw a tire. You did lots of things.
And Adrian, you're not allowed to call them whores anymore. It's whores.
Whores?
Sex
sorry,
workers
I mean
or
sex
whores.
workers. No, you get your flatbacks, your boosters.
Yeah, that's right.
I love the seasoned cop who's taking Cage around to the places with all the horse, and he's just talking about. It's like, wow, you just fucked your career, buddy.
The hostro,
the hostro. Yeah, right. It's like, yep, there they are giving hand jobs for cocaine, Alaska, pretty much.
I'm really upset that I can't rename my island in Animal Crossing. I want it to be the hostro now.
Hostro. Yeah. My only major complaint, I think, is that it doesn't have a 1983 soundtrack.
God, yeah.
There is some 80s stuff on there. Most of it's not so bad. Like there's some Reagan youth.
I like
on
the
there
strip music.
The strip music, yeah. The strip music is good. Like that's still in my wheelhouse, but it sounds a little bit more 1988. You know what I'm saying? Like it's 80s, but it doesn't sound like early 80s. Like, but
yeah, but you're the guy who danced to "Pour Some Sugar on Me."
Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is that look, if you decades and shit, they seem to have a homogenous sound, but if you listen long enough, you realize that each year has its own distinctive sound. 1989 does not sound like 1990. Like if I was paying attention, 2004 probably would not sound like 2005. Consider She's Got the Look, 1988, Pour Some Sugar on Me, 1987, and like some 1989 like Whitney Houston type stuff. Like there's differences there, you know.
Yeah, or if you take, for instance, Friday the 13th, The New Blood, and then Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan. The music is separated by a year, so vastly different.
Right? Yeah.
Okay,
No,
maybe
you get
I need to
Alice
slow down
Cooper,
on my drinking because I thought you were going to say Friday the 13th, the musical. I'm like, what?
You know, earlier this weekend, I watched the Twisted Sister music video for "Be Cruel to Your School" featuring Alice Cooper.
Yes.
Yeah, and Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh my god!
Be cruel to your
people.
school.
I think Tom Savini might have worked on that. I don't know.
Yeah. He appeared. And because when they put the music on, all the students become zombies, and Savini's in there.
Yeah.
You know, that's a pretty good video. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you something. Like in the '80s, when the music video art form was just taking off, the worst ones, and they cropped up pretty early on. The worst ones were the meta videos, where like the band meets with some big time producer who has a bold vision, and the band's like, "No way, man, we're doing the big talk." And it's all about
brought back.
See that we're rebels, and whereas the harsh reality of that is like we can have a model play a producer, but we can't actually afford a video.
Yeah, and honestly, Tom Petty doing that for Free Falling was pretty awesome because of the fact he just said "fuck you, MTV" by throwing their award into the water.
And he's fucking Tom Petty, man. Like,
well, yeah, Petty's kind of like Dylan. It's like, you know, I literally don't need you right now.
So back to girls pissing the floor.
Yeah,
and
okay,
raping.
Yeah. It's like,
continue what you're.
I pissed myself in your hunting cabin.
fast.
Don't step there. It's like, what? Don't step here and splatter you with piss. Oh, I wouldn't want to do that. Clean yourself up. Yeah, no, this is unlike some other movies we've done recently. This is a hard R right here.
Yeah.
Like this is actually. Some movies will like raise the specter of sleaze, but then they'll glitter it up a little bit. Like not this one though.
No.
Yeah.
No, I feel like it doesn't quite reach 8mm.
No, but what will?
but-
I mean, like, and plus, you know, like that's even dialed back. Like they had to fight to get what they had on that. Like there were scenes cut out because of things that were out of focus on TVs in the background on that one.
Yeah.
Well, and
Just
I
like-
understand that Cage's character, was important and he did something amazing, but I really wish that, like you guys were talking about earlier, I really wish that the movie didn't focus on him.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we could have got maybe a better rounded portrait of this if they'd gone outside of the 90-minute format.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know whether or not this got edited down at all before the release. There's really not a lot of trivia on it.
No.
Well, it just felt like John Cusack was barely in it at all.
Yeah. Although they do get it dramaed up though a bit with him where they got the whole subplot of Cindy Paulson like how frickin' Hanson there has hired somebody to hire her pimp to kill her.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
And she's at the strip club and then she sees him and she freaks out. They're like, "What the hell, ho?" Well, he literally attempted to murder me. It's like, well, wait a minute. He's an established family man and you're a hoe. Why are you taking his side? He's got children and a bakery.
He has a baker.
He's a member of the community. Now smoke this meth. Oh, okay.
Okie dokie.
You're like my mom. Yeah, that's right. Oh, your mom's from France? I'm from a trailer in Brooklyn.
Get out there in your bra and panties and shake it on that pole.
Don't walk away. Don't you leave and break my heart.
Heartbreaking if you think about it like that. This actually fucking happened.
Yeah.
But it you know, that's why, I mean, listeners, please don't be offended by us being assholes. It's just, you can't like dwell in this terrible, you know,
You say that, but I
material.
dare people to watch Pain and Gain and not laugh at that and remember it was based on a true story.
Fair enough.
Well, okay, let's face it too. Like this is fairly faithful to an actual case, which I actually knew about beforehand because I was watching this. I'm like, man, this is just like that documentary I watched. I wonder if it's the guy. Oh. But like the based on a true story label is bandied about so often and just misapplied here and there, and it's because people lap that shit up. They won't investigate. They'll just say, "Oh, based on true story, Erin Brockovich is the best movie ever."
You mean Tusk wasn't based on a true story?
I'm
That hurts.
This is why I always use the term "truly based on an actual story," just because I troll that shit so hard. Fuck. Everybody was like, "No, you guys, you don't get it. It's good because it really happened." It's like, a lot of shit really happened. Like one time I got diarrhea. That shit's fucking compelling. Let's make a trilogy out of that.
But you did make a trilogy out of that.
It's like Man on a Ledge, except it's Man on a Toilet. Like it's a one man show. In 3
Man
parts.
on the edge of a bowl,
just sweating and like hanging on the edge, like your hands clenching so hard at the toilet paper dispenser, just praying to God, let it end. Just take me now.
The sequel, The Splashback.
Jesus Christ, the crappening.
So everybody, if you didn't get the metaphor, life is shit. Movies are supposed to be a little better.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's so many people that are fascinated by like true crime, and I have to put myself into that category to an extent.
Like a lot of the after this, I went back and cycled through a whole bunch of things and like watching BBC documentaries. It's like, sorry, it turned out he'd hired a car in Perth and later committed a murder.
I like that. But I mean, you have to detach yourself a certain amount just to.
For one thing, this true story happened in '83. You were 2, I was 1.
Obviously, we didn't do it.
Yeah. I think you could pretty well not implicate us in that one. Like this is the thing I'm always saying. It's like okay, so if you choose to insert yourself empathetically into a thing, and we're human beings and we can and should sometimes, there's tragedy everywhere. I mean, like everything. It's like human beings do terrible things to each other, circumstances. Like shit ain't fair. People suffered. People died when they should not have. But at the same time, like after a thing happens, to some extent, it also has become part of history. It's part of trivia. It's part of statistics.
Yeah.
Well, for that matter, I feel like there are a lot of people that watch something like this and say shit like, well, if that were me, I would have blah, blah, blah. And, then you find out that.
Oh, don't go in there. No, he's bad.
Yeah.
Don't go in.
Yeah. But like being in this situation is obviously something different.
Well, also, this is the situation where these prostitutes were lured to their deaths with the promise of a $300 payday for a photo shoot. Okay, so, dude, that was a lot of money back then, and pay the bills. It's like, hey, and plus, photo shoot. Don't actually have to do the horizontal mambo. Awesome.
I'm thinking about it right now. Like, I think I'd take $300 for a photo shoot right now.
I was actually with the documentaries I watched, there was one, there was this guy, he was I believe this was in Texas actually. And this guy was known as the internet slave master. And he lured multiple people into murder with the promise of a job, and he'd pretend to be into the BDSM scene, but if people who were more into that world, from the wording, they knew to stay away from him, but people who were fresh to it did not. And so they all wound up in friggin' shallow graves in Texas. And I was watching it, and I'm thinking this reminds me of certain online boyfriends I had in 2005. That could have been me.
Were they named Captain Howdy?
Yeah, I'm talking to Captain Howdy. They call it the Little Death.
God, I love Stranger
That movie's awesome.
Me too. What a rush.
That is at the abyss.
We love you, Scott.
I was on the 18th hole. Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
excellent.
awesome.
Alaska, not just known for mooses.
Moose. Yeah. Yeah, that bit, maybe a little bit tacked on. I don't know. Did either of you guys read Profiler John Douglas's book, Mindhunter?
No,
but I want to.
Wait. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
It's the series is sort of based on it because it's based on Douglas, and I read that.
The series
I read that
is great.
actually. I read that around the time this came out. Oddly enough. Even though I didn't really wasn't really aware of this movie. No, I read that and so like the profiling, but it's like, aha, like this is where outlandish shit like Silence of the Lambs had its basis, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. He had some from like I haven't read it, but I've heard a lot about it. From other podcasts.
So the book is interesting when he's talking about human nature and when he's talking about his personal history and when he's talking about psychology and stuff like that, and his interviews with actual murderers and how some of them are pretty nice guys despite the fact that they killed a lot of people. For me, the drawback of the book was the part where he goes back and does the typical FBI guy thing, where he's like, it's like, oh yeah, delaying the death penalty is unfair to the victims. It's like, okay, John Douglas, we get it. Yeah, you're a cop. Okay, just can you go back to entertaining us, please?
In the audiobook, did he say that just like that? To the victims. Hashtag blessed.
Like, like he obviously did some very important work,
Yeah, he obviously.
But it's just that a little bit of grain of salt when he gets on his soapbox there.
Yeah. And the show's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's like, you can't see me, I'm invisible. I can see you. You look very cold. I.e. shrinkage.
Jesus Christ.
So anywho.
Anywho, like, I didn't do that. Yeah, I wouldn't hurt anybody.
So are you gonna tell us about people taking their clothes off, or do you want to do that?
Do this?
You want to be that person? You
want to be a star, don't you?
I do.
Linda, what's your segment
Am I doing
called?
this right? I want his clothes off. Clothes off. A whole bunch of titties. Them titties.
This movie got tatas.
Tatas, knockers, tits, boobs.
You want some of these bitches?
Bazongas.
Tits, boobs, knockers.
I ain't got time for this. Go out and make me my money.
Yeah, a whole lot of titties though, but
and a whole lot of Curtis Johnson. Yeah.
Were you able to find any reviews, Donnie?
Oh yeah, Donnie.
Interesting ones.
Dun, 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 dun. I found some wisdom in reviews.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
So yeah. Here we go with number 3. I should have paid attention to the rating for this movie.
Because I showed it to my 3-year-old.
It started out as a good detective type movie, but then there was a porno in the middle, so I shut it off.
This is a porno?
A porno in the middle?
This is a porno to them?
Apparently.
The fuck?
I didn't get one money shot. What a shitty porno.
Yeah.
And second runner-up, because I have a golden nugget for number 1, is I can't take it anymore. Sorry, Nick. Not that kind of a day for me. The great one.
This is where they cried uncle, not at Trespass.
Oh God, no. And again, this is one of those things where a lot of these reviews were very religious oriented. A lot of it was things like, this is the type of filth that is bringing America down and corrupting our youths. And
there wasn't even any
they're acting like some psycho dreamed this up.
Well, there was no like Bush or schlongs.
So this person saw the movie Antichrist, they just burst into flames because apparently if something like the frozen ground sets them off, like they wouldn't last 5 minutes trying to watch the Human Centipede.
I would watch that reaction video.
Oh yeah, no, if you have reaction movies with the spontaneous human combustion all day and all night. Yeah.
Now here, and I promise you, I did not write this review.
You didn't,
but
okay.
I can sympathize with this review.
Okay,
we didn't watch the entire movie. Graphic sex, torture, and humiliation to the actresses. Years ago, I liked Nick Cage.
Get a nosebleed up on that horse, White Knight.
Years ago, I liked Nick Cage. And unfortunately, I keep choosing his films. The last 3 have been punishment.
Yeah, me too.
Well, let me see. The Croods.
Bitch, me too.
Seeking Justice. Yeah, those are punishment.
Yeah.
Stolen.
Stolen.
Again, I'm just like,
Trespass.
we have seen some graphic sex. We have filmed some graphic sex. This movie did not have.
Yeah, where was the graphic sex? Hey, my cut's missing that.
There was no porn. There was no.
I don't know
what
you
he's
actually
talking about with torture either. There was no torture.
No, there's an atmosphere of sleaze, but that's done deftly. They don't actually have to like. There's no softcore or anything in this, really.
8mm had torture. This one didn't. I mean, humiliation, I guess, but
I'm just saying, do become desensitized after a while because, like I told you, when I went and looked up movies that had been banned and people considered to be too harsh.
Well, if you count the UK, Europe, and Australia, quite a few of them have been that nobody cared about one way or the other here.
It's like I watched these top 10 movies that people said were just made for serial killers. And after a weekend, it kind of does desensitize the fuck out of you to the point you want kitties and puppy videos. But I mean,
you gotta break it up, you know?
Shit. Yeah, it's like I know people were disgusted by 8mm. Like in our school, I knew people that were like, "Oh my god, that's the most sickest shit ever. How can anyone enjoy it?" And I know me, Linda, and my cousin Mike were all like, "It was okay." That doesn't mean we're fucking
again. It's like, oh yeah, you never saw Solo, huh?
But yeah. It's like I've watched people in a buffet eat shit. Come on,
yeah, bring me something new. Come on now.
Yeah, show me an asshole tooting out a song.
This is kind of like how in 1995, a lot of people were like, "Oh, the people who made Seven should be killed. That movie is perverted and disgusting." And it's like I saw this and I saw this, and it's like you don't know what you saw because when you watch it again, you realize I didn't actually see a severed head. I didn't actually see a woman get fucked to death with a knife suit. You didn't see any of that. The movie just definitely put it in your head.
No, and that's one of those things. It's the imagery that's in the film because a lot. I used to read a lot of books, like behind the scenes stuff, and a lot of things, especially in regards to the bullshit that Hellraiser went through with the ratings board.
Right,
and it's
fucking
certain things
MPAA.
like you have a girl. You can tell she's been tortured and likely raped. She's sitting in a puddle of her own urine. You can't tell it's urine, but you're led to know it's urine. She's chained up. That to people is visceral. But everyone else watching this, you're like, okay, wow, poor thing. Holy shit. And part of you, again, going all the way back to people that would go back to in ye old times to watch gladiatorial events because they want to see people get mauled and murdered.
Yeah, they disembowel and just shit themselves in front of people. Yeah,
yeah. It's like that's why, like even Alfred Hitchcock said, it's why horror movies are so popular. Is people go to them to be scared.
Yeah,
like, that's one of the funnest things as a kid. The first game you're taught is peekaboo. It's like the whole point is to scare the kid. But it's just some people
people need to figure out when they're not the type of person for these things, and these people obviously haven't figured it out. They just want everything to just become their version of it.
Simpler times. That's what we're going back to.
It's like, why wasn't the Frozen Ground Con Air? I was led to believe it would be exactly like Con Air. No variation.
This was not Elsa. How was this a musical? Where was the singing?
They want her into a strip club. It's like, I was led to believe this was an Applebee's. Oh, well, now that I'm here.
I want my money back. I could not afford to take my child to see Frozen, so I made them watch this. There was no singing.
Sir, we told you last week. Also, please stop bringing your kid in here.
Who said it was mine?
And not once did they have a snowman.
You're really not far off, honestly.
Well, if you squint at that cream pie scene.
Oh, how far Disney has fallen.
This reminds me of the time that I accidentally reviewed Sean S. Cunningham's MXP Extreme Close-Up for the most extreme primate movie instead. And I actually got a note on IMDb from Sean S. Cunningham saying, yeah, you saw the wrong movie.
That's better. Oh, no, that isn't better. That's a step close to your James Cameron story.
Oh, yeah. That one wasn't me, luckily. That was my German teacher.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, he's right there in front of you, and he's like, "Oh fuck."
You want to share that? Because like I feel like the
Yeah, it
listeners
was
should know.
so. I was a freshman in high school. It was 1997, and Titanic was the biggest movie in the whole wide world, cleaning up box office returns for 2 years, and we were all sick of it. And they had a big fat book of Titanic shit, being like, look, these are the best special effects ever. Never mind that we haven't figured out how to render smoke after 20 years of doing CGI. And my German teacher had seen a talk show with James Cameron and his current bubble-headed girlfriend, because he was between ex-wives at that time. Mm-hmm. And then my German teacher is with a friend in the Santa Barbara Barnes and Noble, and the book is there on the end cap, being like, "Hey, buy this thing for $50, even though it's a book about a movie you already saw." And he's being like, "Oh, this movie's bullshit. James Cameron's an asshole. Fuck him. He's an idiot." And he turns around, and there's two people there. And one of them he only vaguely recognizes, but the other one is the bubble-headed girlfriend from the talk show. And my German teacher's putting two and two together and going, "Oh, fuck. I was talking about this guy directly in front of him. This is exactly one James Cameron." And he had to just kind of meekly back away.
Well,
now, if that had happened to me, I was 15 at the time. I wasn't afraid to say anything. I drove through Texas and Idaho, flipping off every car that I passed back then. I was a little shit.
Weren't you the one when we had, I think, like a film, was like a film screening at the college, like a student film screening? You were
no, yeah, I almost got kicked out because I didn't have a bag of chips. I had some peanut M&Ms. And for some reason, the speakers weren't that great. So in a movie theater, you can eat whatever you want and nobody will notice. But in there, like it was the acoustics were different, and so people kept noticing me. And I embarrassed the fuck out. I was there with my boyfriend William, and he was like, "There might be some studio types here. What are you gonna do? You're ruining my prospects." And I'm like, "I'm eating some M&Ms."
I like my M&Ms.
The film we were watching was somebody had driven a car and filmed out the window of a car, and they had a projector shooting out of the car, so they were watching things projected on the scenery as it went by, and it was cute and all, but you're saying it's not better than peanut M&Ms.
No.
Agree to disagree. I can't stand the peanut ones.
Really? Those are the best ones.
The peanut butter is where it's at, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say peanut butter.
Peanut butter's okay. They kind of use one of those.
You put it in the fridge, and it's. I don't know why.
There are different types of peanut butter. Some of them are more sweet. I feel like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Milk duds in the freezer is where it's at.
Oh well, no. All candy's better when it's cold, I think.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I do. I keep everything in the fridge. I got some sweet.
And like mint
all
thins are
hookers.
great. Huh?
Yeah. What?
Did you say like all hookers?
Love boys are
That's what we're talking about?
Candy
Donnie, we
colored
just
love.
fucking talked about this. It's either sex worker or whore. God damn it.
Exotic dancer / sex worker.
Well, I don't think we could go to hunt coyotes right now because, I'm so busy. We'll meet you for dinner later. I got to go to an island and shoot hookers. Yeah, I'm so busy. Yeah.
I want to see the movie, like the version of this movie where like he's really respectful. He still kills them.
Bruce Pat shit.
I respect it.
Hey, you're an exotic dancer. Would you perchance like to post some pictures for me?
Greetings, separate but equal sex worker.
You have a very beautiful face. Very beautiful. I'm just going to chain you up right here. Okay.
That's what it would have been like if the butcher baker was a neckbeard. Greetings, milady. Would you like to procure funds for a photo session, mayhap? Pleased to be making your acquaintance. Hello, I am Harry Dresden.
Oh, why is Harry Dresden gonna be a
Wizard
neckbeard?
Extraordinaire.
God damn it. He's not a neckbeard.
I read that book. He is a neckbeard, and I hate him.
He hates you too.
Good, fine. Bring it on. Bring your fictional wizardry to me. Oh, she's so scared, and she's going to shoot me with a 38, but her beauty. Oh.
Jesus. So, y'all ready for Face Off?
Oh, I am ready.
Oh, I got one. Yep.
Yeah.
Donwald, do you want to start us off?
No, Adrian, because I'm leading this party.
Oh, all right. Well, I as usual, and because of the setting, I went with a 1983 cast. Okay?
Ooh.
So for Nicolas Cage's character, Michael Keaton. For Butcher Baker, Peter Coyote. As our number one hoe, Carrie Fisher.
Oh wow!
Yeah. As
I was just thinking about her.
As the New York hoe with the meth, Jennifer Beals.
Yes.
For the DA, Roy Scheider. For the idealistic young cop, Matthew Broderick. Vic Morrow as the asshole cop who tells the girl that it didn't happen. And for the bitch wife, Maude Adams. And soundtrack by Loverboy, The Tubes, Kenny Loggins, Cheap Trick, Stevie Nicks, Triumph, Benny Bardonis, and Iron Maiden. From Varsity Sarabande, pick it up today.
What is happening?
The Frozen Ground, coming this summer. Rated R.
I need a little more to drink. Dottie, did you want to go?
Did I go and kill any hookers? No.
Did you go down to where I work and slap the dick out of my mouth?
You know, I was going to wait till you're finished, but yeah, no, I had to go.
I thought we weren't going to talk about the incident.
So for Sergeant Jack Helcom, I had Eugene Levy.
Yes.
For Cindy Paulson,
Yes.
we have Melissa McCarthy, the powerhouse. And for Robert Henson, we have Kevin Spacey.
Oh, of course.
Oh, God.
I kind of went on an Eve's Island type thing with this.
Oh,
Kevin
I can't
Spacey
remember-
paid the whole cast in blowjobs. It was great.
What the fuck was the name of that? Was that the name of that goddamn movie? The Horrible Atrocity with Dan Aykroyd. It was based off of
Oh
the
my
Anne
God!
Rice movie.
Wait, was that? What was that?
The
Was that?
one
That
with,
wasn't Body Bags. It was something like that, though, wasn't it?
Oh, Body Thief?
No. The one
About
based on the Anne
island
Rice
for all
book.
the S&M people.
Right.
Oh,
where it's got
East of Eden or like something Eden.
Exit to Eden. Was it
to
Exit
Eden.
to
There you
Eden?
go.
Yeah. Where poor
Yeah.
poor what's her name is in there. Yeah.
fuck.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie
Yeah.
O'Donnell and Dan Aykroyd, and yeah, they probably didn't know what a butchering that was of the material.
they didn't know that it was going to be so S&M
Horrifying.
heavy.
Well,
But it also
that's the
had,
thing is like it's like they're both playing characters who aren't in the source material. It's like,
Well,
what do we
yeah.
do with this thing? We licensed a bunch of Anne Rice stuff. I don't know. Put Dan Aykroyd in it.
They thought it was just going to be a comedy, from what I remember.
Wait, are we
But it
sure
also
we're
has,
not talking about
Dana-
nothing but trouble at this point?
God. No, that was Dan Aykroyd's.
No, I know that one's
joint,
utterly
wasn't
his
it?
fault. Yeah. That one apparently
Yeah.
had its originated because Dan Aykroyd and his brother with the producer went and saw
Yes.
Hellraiser.
Yeah, I
And I'm
fucking
thinking
loved
like,
it, though.
man, so many better movies have come out of people seeing Hellraiser. What the fuck?
I really don't want to like boost another podcast on here that we're not friends with. But last podcast on the left had a really awesome interview with him, and they talked about that.
Everybody's
Yeah.
our friend. We love them
It was
all.
We could be their friends. We're cool.
You want a
we're hip,
date?
We're with it.
Not once do they ever offer to buy drugs.
Not once.
Not once.
You had sex with me, and I've had
Come for us,
complicated
sex
feelings
fuckers.
about that.
So, my choice, because we were just talking about Frankenhooker.
Damn right we
So,
were.
director writer, I have Frank Henenlotter.
Yeah. Gotta admit, thought about
Sergeant-
Frankenhooker a couple of times while watching this.
Want a date? But that's as Frankenhooker as it gets, because then it's just a fucking mixed bag after that.
Okay, let's hit the bag.
Sergeant Jack Halcombe, I have, or as Donnie pronounces it, Halcombe. I have DMX.
E to the M to the X.
Yes. And then Cindy Paulson, I have Whoopi Goldberg.
All right. Do you think there's a lot of work for hookers at the dock? You think I'm going giving blowjobs to goldfish?
And
Kick your
as
nuts so
Robert
hard they get
Hansen-
lodged in your nostrils.
as Robert Hansen, I have the only equivalent of my love for John Cusack. I've got Joan Cusack.
Yeah, Joan's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, she's fucking rad.
Yeah. So why don't you start running while I shoot you in the back? You little cunt.
Do you know how much I would fucking pay and what I would do to hear her say that? You fucking cunt.
It would basically be her from Addams Family Values over again. Yeah. Yes. I love Joan. Oh man.
Yeah, the Cusacks.
The Cusack twins, yeah.
Oh, actually, they have a sister that was in the I think it was the second season of Castle Rock.
Their dad acted as well. He didn't have as extensive a career, but he appeared in some things. Starting in 1980.
I don't remember seeing their sister in anything else, but I just when we were watching Castle Rock, I was like, she looks like a Cusack.
My Cusack sense is tingling.
Yeah. But so
he was in the Journey of Natty Gann. Well, you can't take that away from him.
No, nor would I want to. Were you guys able to find any cagey wisdom?
Just smoke some meth before you strip, and you won't wind up peeing on anybody. Plus, it'll turn everybody you meet into your mom.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Just do some meth.
That's a good point.
You know,
do some meth, everybody.
With your Courvoisier, it evens the edges out. Yeah.
That's right. It's kind of French.
Yeah, like my grandma. Yeah.
Donnie, were you able to find anything?
Don't be a street walker / dancer in Alaska taking $300 for photos.
Way up north.
Okay. I guess mine would be don't be like the asshole cop in the beginning and judge somebody for being a sex worker and exotic dancer.
Yeah, he was all like, I'm just trying to cover my ass. Don't dream of women, because they'll only bring you down.
Let's drink a little more.
Speaking of 1983, fucking A right.
I suppose this is the part where I say please listen, follow, rate, and review Cage's Kiss on Apple Podcast and Podchaser, and check out our stuff on YouTube. Also, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Cage's Kiss. It just takes $1, and you could be unlocking all the bonus stuff.
It only takes $1.
We have the file for the Cage's Kiss theme song that you can have as your ringtone. And that's pretty fucking sweet. Oh. We have stickers, we have buttons, we have Adrian arts, we have you can get a chance to co-host an episode. And of course, when we do Would You Rather scenarios, our Patreon Patriots get priority if they can come up with any. So, and if they want us to cover, because you also get those bonus episodes where we have the 1 Degree of Cage, where we talk about somebody who's been in a movie with him, and we talk about 2 of their movies that they've been in and their lives. And our Patreon Patriots get to suggest any movies or actors, actresses, whatever, that they would like to have covered. So do it. Also,
do you think there should have been a sequel to this where they shoehorn Cage's character into like the Green River Killer investigation or something?
I was kind of hoping this would have been a tie-in with this character from 8mm.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I can't unsee it, so I'm just gonna see some more.
And now he's a sergeant.
Yeah. Sergeant Kabuki Man.
Sanjo. So yeah, I also want to give a shout out to our new listener, listener viewer, on YouTube.
Our pal.
Our new friend. He came to us via Adrian's DeviantArt page. Ooh. And left us a comment on YouTube. We love the comments. Adrian wants you to flame him. His name is Daniel Rafferty.
He's a good
Hey,
dude.
Daniel. Thank you so much for checking us out, and we hope you like what you hear.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you so much. We
Turtle
love
power.
you.
God, it looks like Daniel. Must be the stars in my eyes.
Yes.
We're musical today.
Not everybody gets a song, Daniel. So remember, you can find Cage's Kiss on Facebook or on Twitter or Instagram.
My brother.
You are older than
me.
I will tell you that I'm more active on Twitter and more likely to get back to you on Twitter. So you can find us at Cage's Kiss. You can visit our website at cageskiss.com, and you could write to us at cageskiss@gmail.com. Write us an email, write us a message on the social medias. We love to hear from you. Check out my other show, Bed Nubs and Broomflicks.
Oh.
I believe we're about to cover the horror movie, The House of the Witch.
House of the Witch.
House of the Witch. And we've got, of course, a witchy history story. And we have a favorite familiar story coming up too. So, Adrian, what you got going on?
Oh, I got my YouTube channel under AA Smith, and I got my DeviantArt and Patreon under Leo the Fox, all lowercase, all one word, LeoTheFox. I am putting things on there. You could come see the things for the Patreon dollar monies. You could see the things that are not available elsewhere. You could see them.
He has many sights to show you.
That's right.
Such sights. Jesus wept.
Come to Daddy.
Connie, what the hell do you have going on?
Hell's what I got going on in my pants, because I've been pooping blood. So if I'm not here next week, remember me when I'm gone.
Oh, you too, huh? Oh, hey.
Yes.
High five.
Paprika is not a friend. I am Unreal Goals on the Twitter, possibly elsewhere too. I just don't know because I'm a little crunky. I'm also the boy who blew on porn of the hub, if you're so inclined. And I've got a Unreal Goals YouTube that it'll be doing something eventually. Otherwise, I haven't killed any prostitutes or anything else like that I know of, so I'm good to go.
Well, call me old-fashioned, but that's just not something I would want my wife, who I love and respect, to do.
That's right.
Yeah.
She's already disposed of 5 bodies.
John Cusack is old-fashioned.
He's old-fashioned.
He's an old-fashioned
He
gentleman.
sure knows how to put that frosting on damn cupcakes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Donnie, I thought the doctor told you to stop pouring paprika on beets and shoving them up your ass.
Well, I told
That's
him
how
it
we
hurts
eat it
when
in
I
the old
poop.
country.
Yeah. In old country,
Well,
Babushka, tell me this.
Mimi wants to be a food tube man. Mimi likes.
You will be hearing from us again next week when we cover Joe, which you can find streaming on Amazon or Hulu with a Star subscription. And we're actually going to have professional movie people joining us.
Holy shit.
So, yeah. We
So
may even
put on
have
your
an
clean
actor
underwear.
join us.
Wait, we're going to have who? Wait, you said Casey Affleck's going to join us? What now? How?
I gave him $300 for a photo shoot.
If it turns out to be fucking Gutenberg, I'm quitting.
Oh my god.
We got to ask
is
him
the
about that
fucking dream.
3D Invisible Man movie he did back in the day. The one with the spies, where he gets invisible and he goes into the ladies' locker room shower. You remember that one?
So until then,
It takes two,
Why do I smell
baby.
burnt toast?
are you a cop? You got to tell us if you are.
Turn it off! Turn it off!
You got lucky, bitch.
Cage, 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 peach. I could eat a peach for hours. Please. Kiss me.
Hey everyone, you're invited to Harpy Hour! I'm Tracy.
I'm Liz.
I'm Steph. We are the Harpies, and Harpy Hour is our new podcast featuring ridiculous stories in history, science, and entertainment.
Were you ever suspicious that pigeons were secretly spying on you?
How do you know who to eat first if you survive a shipwreck? Do problematic musicals send you into an uncontrollable rage?
If so, then Harpy Hour might be your new favorite podcast. That's HARPY for Harpy, and new episodes air every Tuesday wherever you listen to podcasts.
You can also find us on all social media at Harpy Hour Pod. And check us out on harpyhourpodcast.com.
Okay, bye!